Mm.
Okay. Yes, in progress. Welcome, everybody, to our end of challenge celebration. This is our end of August celebration. We just finished our 28 days simple, and the goal of that group was really, hopefully, it worked to keep everyone just engaged, but not have to do too many things to check into the group and to feel like there's too many to-do list items. I really think the power of simplicity is what most of us are in kind of the same stage in life. Some of us are, a little bit older, a little bit younger, but most of us are in that place where we're still very busy with work, with kids, with a combination of both. And it's our fitness can be the easiest thing to just neglect because we have all these other things that are on the priority. You got to put out fires, you got to hurry up and do this and that. And we have a lot of things on our plate. And I know for me personally, the first thing that has always gone is me. I've always been like, well, I can wait. I can do my stuff later. I can take care of myself later. All these other things have to, especially if you're a parent, you just fall into that because you have to. And then it's kind of when your kids start to move through the phases where you don't really have to be in that triage mode, you still kind of stay there because you're so used to being there. And for me, that's what I'm currently working on with my mindset, and kind of having some breakthroughs with that. So, speaking of that, if you have not already started personal development, I really recommend finding something for your stage of life. We can, of course, make recommendations, but it's really about where you're at and what you personally have a challenge with. And there's if you have Amazon, you have resources. If you have Beachbody on demand, you have resources. So if you are in a place where you feel like, I just want more consistency, or I'm struggling as a parent to put myself first. I don't know any woman that doesn't struggle with that, whether they have kids or not. And there's always resources for that you can just take 5 minutes a day and just fill your mind with a new way of thinking. And over time, it really starts to change your behaviors, and help you to break out of that place where you feel stuck. So I personally am doing that for myself. I'm at a place where my kids are more independent now, and I'm not in triage mode anymore. And I'm not like, I mean, they still are my top priority, but I can start to have more structure. And so I'm kind of lost because I'm used to being like, oh my gosh, my life is crazy. And now it's like, okay, but now that's a choice. Now I don't have to be so crazy. I can get quiet and start to organize myself a little better so that I can be more productive and pour into myself. And if you're anything like me, that might be a struggle for you to feel that you're worth the time, and that you're worth not just being in survival mode. And so that's something that I like to say, when we plug into the group, it's yes, of course, for accountability and for your check-in, but it's also for you to really start developing relationships with other people so you can know what other people are going through, and you'll find that most people are going through the same things that you're going through in some way, or maybe they're one step ahead of you and can give you some encouragement or advice, or just be a friend to you. So never be shy to be in the group. It's non-judgmental. It's a judgment-free zone, and it's a place where we should really feel safe to share, our fitness, but also share, things that are going on. We have real lives. This isn't just about press and play and working out and sharing sweaty selfies. This is about our lives becoming better, and being healthy makes every aspect of your life so much better and so much easier, because you can do everything else without that struggle and feeling confident and feeling like you're ready for the challenges of life. So, all that being said, I'm going to just share. We did have a little end of challenge competition just like last month, and there was a little less participation this time, which is fine. I only do these things to encourage you to do the behaviors that I know are going to bring results, which are plugging into the group, drinking your water, which Anne is on the call. She's our water queen. She's our hydration queen. I'm telling you, I brought water to the call because I'm like, I'm so bad. I'm like, either I drink a ton or I'm parched and starving for water. But the behaviors that I put in these competitions are really things to just reinforce what I know. If you build the consistency with, you're going to see the results that you're looking for, and it takes time. So it's just a fun way for us to stay plugged in and have a little friendly competition. And if you haven't known this about me, I love giving stuff away. It's weird because I'm not big on like, oh, I need to have stuff, but I like to give stuff. It makes me feel good to give gifts. So that's kind of what I like to do the competitions for as well, because it gives me an excuse to reward people for hard work. But what I notice is that, when we get this busy, we tend to forget that you might not be, like Anne was sharing before we started recording, you might not be doing every little thing that you plan to do. Like you might not be on point with your workouts and on point with your nutrition, but you also need to not ignore the little steps that you are taking, because those count as well. It's not just one big leap and bound. It's all these little decisions that you could easily not choose to do. You could easily ignore being in the group. You could easily not drink your water like I do on many days. You could easily not drink your shake. There's so many things that are easy to not do. And if we don't give ourselves the credit for that and just stop and reflect on it, you're going to feel like you're getting nowhere, and you're going to feel like I can't do this right now. I've got too much going on. And that's what we do to ourselves. We get in our head and we just say like, this is too much for me right now. I'll deal with myself when I have more time. Well, you're never going to have more time. You have to just celebrate the things that you are doing and be proud of yourself, even if they're small, because you can always build on something. It's the start that stops most people. So just do what you can and don't compare to the rock stars in the group like Donna. I'm still comparing myself to Donna, because Donna's the best, but it's like, I know that I have a different life than Donna. I have a different drive, and I have to do my personal best. So that's what I can celebrate. So that being said, I want to share my screen and just show you what I've got to celebrate all of you. So first, tell me if you can see my screen, because I put it on the other one. Okay, so speaking of Donna, congratulations to Team Cruise Control. They crushed it with this competition that I put together. Donna is a leader. She's just naturally that way. And I'm sure we'll find that when we meet her in person, when we have our Fit Family reunion, which I can't wait for. But this is her son's girlfriend. And so they have, actually fiance. Yes. And they have a close relationship, and she has really influenced her. And this is what I love about these groups, because you are here for yourself and you're here to do what is going to help you move along and get healthier in your wellness. But naturally, you're influencing people around you, whether you're trying to or not. And what happens is that little deposit in their life could be the difference maker for so many things that you don't know are going to unfold. And so her influence on her future daughter-in-law is something I admire a lot. And her daughter-in-law doesn't share as much in the group as Donna, but that's okay. I know a lot of times things go on behind the scenes, and she's having that positive impact on her and helping her to build that consistency for her life to come. Because this is the time. It's never too late, but the earlier you start, the better, because you can influence not only your life, but if you have kids and or whatever you're going to do, it's the now that counts. So congratulations to them for crushing the competition. They killed it. And this month was a hard month. Anne was saying, she was getting everybody ready for school. This is the time that's very difficult. August is traditionally one of the hardest months for people to stay plugged in and stay focused, because there is so much going on. Kids are going back to school, and especially with the pandemic, everyone's going back to work, or some people are. And that's a crazy shift as well. So there's a lot going on, and that's why I wanted to just keep it simple and keep us moving forward. So hopefully that is what you found to be the case. All right. This is a little large. I don't know if you guys can see this, but I wanted to shout out the people that I posted on here. I wanted to shout all of you out, because what I did was go through and see like, what people logged and what people posted and all these different things. And, the group was about 28 days. And so I posted on here. I really want to commend everybody, but I posted on here people who logged at least half of the time and more, because all of these behaviors are really things, again, that are going to move you forward, but not in one day. So if you build off of the consistency, I love shouting Anne out because of her hydration. That's a huge win. And you might think, well, I'm just drinking water. I mean, everybody's supposed to drink water. Well, everybody doesn't drink water. And if they did, they would have a lot less health problems. I promise you that. But you can build off of your consistency. So it might be that you're completely ready for the total solution, and you're ready to do your workouts, and you're ready to do your shake, and you're ready to drink your water, and you're ready to log everything. And that's wonderful. And that's where we all want to get to. But you might not come into the group that way. And you might be in the group for a while and still not be that way, because you're building. And that's where the mindset comes in. So I'm shouting out Kendra and Donna and Andrea and Jen and Rebecca, Teresa, Tina, and Yvonne and Veronica for the behaviors I can see. I can see because they've logged them into the group. You might be doing tons behind the scenes, and I can't shout that out because I don't know what you're doing when you don't plug it into the group. I only see you in the group. But all of these different things, logging posts and sharing a sweaty selfie, it might seem silly, but it really connects you to the people in the group. It really shows them what your personality is like and what, you're going through, and, just shows them your face. And it's much different to see a face than just text. And so I really like to encourage these behaviors in the group, because this is what keeps us moving forward. So congratulations to all of you for really just going through this hard month, because I know that it wasn't easy, and it's never easy, but sometimes it's a lot harder than others. And I personally feel that August is a tough month. And I just wanted to congratulate you for moving forward and caring about your health, because you have to start with the care. You have to care what happens to you. You have to care to invest in yourself. And so that's what we're doing. And that's what you've done by even being in the group and saying yes to the group, and then starting to build off of the behaviors. So I know we can all do more. I know we can all do better, but I also never want us to only focus on what we didn't do and what we haven't gotten to yet. You really move yourself forward by celebrating the wins and being proud of every single thing that you've done. And so if you've logged once in the group, and if you've done one workout, you need to be proud of that. You need to really tell yourself, you know what? I might not have done everything I wanted to do, but I definitely did more than I could have. I could have just done what 90% of Americans do and done nothing, and then end up having, let me not get into the political part of all the bills that we have to pay for people who do not take care of themselves. So all that said, congratulations. I want to open it up and ask a question for everyone to just share a little bit, and just a quick something about what you like about the groups, about being part of the groups, and why you're in them, and then what you would like to see more of. I'm always looking to improve. I'm always looking to make things better for us so that I'm serving you. So whoever wants to share first, please do.
I would love to share. So first of all, I want to shout out our coach, Demetria, because you guys, I know Andrea's on here, and Andrea, you're a coach too, and you run groups, so you know the work it takes to create these, and coming up with a theme, putting it out, doing every daily post for us, and coming up with original content to just help us on our journey. Demetria and Anne and Andrea haven't been on this call before. So shout out to you guys for being on here today, because it's so amazing. And I'm sure just you can tell every time I meet with Demetria, afterwards, I am like, I'm just filled with inspiration. So she definitely impacted my journey. I was in a really low place. I was depressed, pretty bad when I met Demetria. And I remember our phone call that whole day. I had been in bed, and my husband, and I apologize for those that know this story, but my husband, when I got on the call with Demetria, I wanted to cancel my call because I was just so down. And anyway, I got on the call, and she just immediately put fire back into my life, just like that. And my husband, I remember him coming into the room like, oh, my wife is awake. Like, what's going on? So I will just tell you now that this is something that I will never let go of. Life is so hard. Oh my gosh, it's so hard. Like Anne was talking, I think Anne's going back to school. Is that what you said? Anne, that you were going to school, your kiddos?
My kids went back to school.
Are going back to school, which is definitely a big deal. My son's going to high school this year, and you always worry about them when they're at school. But yeah, there's just so much going on in our lives. And I am such a different person. I will tell you right now, I'm not at my goal weight. I will tell you, I'm an emotional eater. And since I've been going to school full-time, working full-time, and trying to focus on my fitness and family and all of that, you can't, like Demetria said, you can't do it. You can't do it all. So I really appreciated the idea of simple. Demetria has Andrea, and I think Anne knows, but Andrea doesn't know. I used to do a lot more with our groups, huh, Demetria?
Yes.
And Demetria just took everything off of my shoulders, and she just let me kind of go into cruise control while I finish out my degree. And I'm so appreciative of that, because you guys just know how much she does, and it's amazing. So I guess I just want to say, I love the simple. I apologize, I haven't been able to like do points or where I'm at. So for me, definitely, I love having a partner in there and tagging, and I try to remember to tag people. But I wanted to say, even though I'm not at my goal weight, I look at pictures before. I have definition in my body that when I first started Beachbody and I was just a little bit heavier than I am now, I didn't have any definition in my body, and my mindset was very different. I didn't love who I was.
Yep.
The person I am now, I have my curves, a lot of curves going on right now, more in areas that I didn't want. But my mindset is, I want to say, hey, you sexy thing in the mirror. And no matter where I'm at, that's what's changed, like Demetria said. And that was the most exciting part about the group, how she said, today, if you're not doing personal development, do personal development, because that was the biggest part of my transformation, was getting my mindset right. I needed to love who I was again. Yeah. And that's why the scale does not matter, because I feel just as sexy as I did when I got to my goal weight that I do now. So, and that's what counts, is loving yourself.
Yes, 100%. Thank you, Tina, for sharing that and for giving me so much credit. I feel like it's such an honor to do this and to be in people's lives in this intimate way, and to be trusted to do that. It's a huge honor for me. And so to feel appreciated is like icing on the cake. It really is. Thank you.
You're welcome. I love you.
I love you more. I can't wait to meet you in person. Tina and I have never met in person.
It's crazy. Oh, so Andrea, you're next. I saw your mic is unmuted.
Yes, go.
Oh, I don't even really know what to say. Let's see. So when I joined these groups, I had reached out to our larger team group looking for, I guess, kind of accountability. I have my own accountability groups, and they're all my customers, but they're not very active. I keep them in the group. It's kind of more of an ongoing group, and we just kind of I post in there to try to kind of keep more, I don't know, to keep things going, but it has gotten very quiet. Anyway, I was looking for something to really help me because
Yes.
I post in my groups with no interaction back, and that's hard for me. So it makes me end up falling off sometimes, or even like my best friend who is also a coach, she falls off, and then we end up feeding off each other. We'll do really well, and then one of us quits or something happens, and then anyway, I found Tina, and she pulled me in with you guys, and I've also joined a couple more groups since then, and it's all in my bot group. But this really helps me because I can go in here on those days where, how Tina mentioned mindset, those days where my mind says, yes, I know this is what I told myself I was going to do. I just don't want to.
Yep.
Or whatever's going on. I'm sitting, whatever's going on in my head that says I don't want to, I don't feel like it, blah, blah, blah. I can pull up my bot group app and look at everyone else's posts for more kind of inspiration, motivation, just to see that, hey, they've already gotten theirs in for the day. Or, and what are they saying about how it made them feel? Because it asks you, when you complete your workout, how was your workout today? And everybody usually says something. So I look at that, and I was going to say yesterday, but so it was yesterday. I looked at it, and it really helped me push play for the day yesterday. And then this morning, I opened the group, and there was Tina, and I was like, oh my God, I have 2 that I'm planned to do today. And it's like, I'm not really ready to press play right now, but they are. And if I jump on with them, I get it done. Yep. And I don't know. That was how I got here.
I love that.
And I don't know where else I was kind of going with all of that, but thank you. I appreciate being able to be a part of a group where people are active, where they show, how passionate they are for what they're doing and why they're doing it, because it's really important to me to be around.
Well, I'm glad.
Well, we love you, Andrea.
Yeah.
Thank you. I get kind of long-winded, and
that's okay. That's long-winded queen here.
Hi. Hey, me too.
ADD. I call it. I say confused. I get a little like, oh, what was I saying? Hold on, and then I start talking about something totally.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
Anne, we'd love to hear from you.
Yes, well, happy to share with you guys. I'm glad I decided to come on this morning. First of all, what I like about the group is that everyone is so welcoming and accepting of everyone just where they are. And my participation has gone up and down, and I noticed others have, but no one is expected to be doing everything all the time. We're not all going to be rock stars. I think that's great that everyone's just met where they are, and they're encouraged, and they don't feel like failures. And that's why I showed up today, because I did very poorly this month, and I don't feel like a failure. I feel like I'm ready to get back in. I don't feel like I'm being judged or like, oh, you're, So I also really like that each month it's a new theme, and I'm looking forward to a fresh start, because otherwise, if it wasn't like something new going to be turning over like in the next day, I'd be like, oh, I'm still really, really bad. I'd still feel really bad about myself, but I'm like, nope, that's in the past. Now I can move forward. There's a fresh start coming. So I like that too. I do really like those partners and like the competitions you put together the last 2 weeks. I really like that. I really like the last month we did it. I was like really motivated. I was really doing it. This month I had the same like excitement at first, but then I just got totally derailed by personal stuff going on, all that stuff. But I did really enjoy that. That was really nice having a partner and like and doing the points and like the small things. Those were very motivating to me. So
that's awesome. I thank you so much for sharing that. I'm always, that was just something I came up with. I'm like, I know people are distracted. People are traveling and doing all this stuff. I got to think of a way to help them not feel overwhelmed, because if you're like me, you're an overthinker. Sometimes you procrastinate because you overthink too much. And then you get like immobile. You're like, I just can't do it. It's too many things. It's too many things. Because when you overthink, and this is something I'm learning, you actually go through the situation twice. So if it's something bad and you're thinking, oh my gosh, like I got to do all this stuff, or if it's just a lot, well, now your body has gone through, because your mind controls your body. So it's like you've gone through the situation already, but now you have to physically actually do all the things. So you're exhausted. You're going through it twice. And then you're like, I can't work out. I can't do this. I just can't do it. But then if you just slow down and don't put so much pressure on yourself and just know that it's okay, like what's one thing you can do? and be proud of that, you'll move forward because you're like, oh, I'm okay. And then you can go forward again. It's really just, we do it to ourselves. We pressure ourselves. We think, I don't want to disappoint it. That's a huge one for me. I never want to disappoint anybody. Well, guess what? People are going to be disappointed whether you want them to or not. So you have to just do what is your capacity and then build off of it. Always pushing yourself to do more, for sure. You don't want to be complacent, but you don't have to be where other people are. And that, being part of this community of Beachbody, being a coach, being around other coaches, being in this coach life, coaching has changed my entire mentality about myself. It has helped me to accept myself, all my flaws. It's not that I like my flaws, it's that I've accepted them and I don't hate myself because of them. I don't put so much pressure on myself because of them. I'm like, well, this is what it is. Like I have to be okay with it and build off of it. And I don't have to hate myself because I'm not as far along as I thought I was going to be. Or for somebody like me who lost all my weight after I had my baby and put it all back on, I'm a coach. That was not fun for me to be like, okay, guys, like I have completely gone backwards, even though but that was a mental thing and that's where the personal development comes in too. You have to work through, it was the mental things that were making me fall back on bad behaviors. Bad meaning things that don't serve me. It was mental. It's not because I don't know what to do. And like Tina said, I had way more definition because I had been consistent with my workouts and consistent with the behaviors, but I also leaned on food because of stress. And I also leaned on alcohol because of stress. And those things didn't help me to get where I want to be. So now I'm working through that and I'm giving myself the grace to work through that and not going, well, you've been doing this for so long. Shouldn't you be in perfect shape? And shouldn't you have this? And shouldn't you have that? And well, I don't. This is where I'm at. Maybe somebody else can do that, but this is my story. So I think just knowing that it's okay to be where you are and to just know that you're going to build off of that and you're not staying complacent. That's what the group is for, to help you. Like Andrea said, you come in and you're like, oh, people have already started. I can do it. Let me do something. And one thing I want to leave you with you guys, because I want to respect our time. I want to tell you something I came up with a long time ago when I was a gym rat and Beachbody wasn't even a thing in my life. This was years ago. I used to tell myself, okay, if you have to go to the gym and work out, but if you get there and you don't want to stay because you've done 15 minutes, you have to do 15 minutes. If you still aren't into it and you can't get into it, you can go home, but you have to show up. And that worked for me for years. And there was one time in probably a decade that I was like, I'm done with this, I'm leaving. One time, but it's really the getting there. It's we talk ourselves out of things before they even start. And if we just stop thinking so much and just put your clothes on and press play and do 5 minutes of your workout, you're going to feel better. Who cares if you didn't do all 30 minutes or 45 or whatever it is? You showed up and you can say, okay, I can do that again. And you can build off of it. If you can build off of it, you can get to the goal. So I hope that you guys feel encouraged by that, because I know for me, that's been a game changer, because I am the pressure queen. Everything had to be perfect. Everything had to be okay. Nobody can be disappointed. That's not realistic. People are not going to like me people are going to find reasons not to like me. I can't do anything about that. I have to just be okay with what I can do, knowing that I'm not trying to hurt anybody. I'm only trying to help people, and it is what it is, and just keep it moving. So, I have a little prize closet. I call it like my Beachbody prize closet. And I have stuff in there and I will bring for you, because then I don't have to send it. And everybody else I'll have to mail, except for Donna. And so I just wanted to say that I'm really proud of us, all of us, for showing up for each other, and just knowing that we have each other is going to keep us on those days that are dark, because we all have those dark days that we suffer silently and we don't tell anybody because we don't want to burden anybody. That's when you need to plug into the group. Even if you don't want to share, you don't have to share all that if you're not comfortable, but just to see that other people care about you. Other people are in this for themselves, yes, but also to create a community of love and support. And I think we're doing that. I think we've done that. And I think we're continuing to build on it. So if you have people in your life that you know can benefit from this, ask them to come in. And other coaches might not do this, but I always let people come into our group for a couple weeks, and just like a week or 2 weeks, and just see what it's like before they commit to purchasing things and, committing to things. Just so they can see what it's like and see if it's something that they feel they need. And then they can decide from there. But if you have people in your life like that, you're welcome to bring them into the group. And for Andrea, you know, it's a little tricky with you because you're not technically on our team, but even so, if you feel like somebody needs to be part of this and you want to bring them in and support them, I'm fine with that.
And
On
on
yes,
that
go ahead.
note, Demetria, can you make Andrea and I the coaches so we can invite
Yep.
all our people? Okay.
I can. Yep, I can do that. And then the last thing I was going to say is the new group is open. So if you haven't gotten your invite, I sent a link in our thread. You can click on that to ask to be invited, or you can talk to your coach and they'll invite you. I do have to make some of the coaches admin so they can add you. But it starts technically tomorrow.
Today.
So today.
Right?
Yep, it's open. So and it'll go through the end of September, and I'm still going to focus on keeping it simple. I've added a couple things for people who want that and need that, but just remember, keep it simple. Don't overthink it and do what you can. So, and show up. Just showing up, that's going to keep you motivated to go. So, all right. Happy Saturday. I'm so thankful you guys were able to come on the call, and I hope that you are excited about the next group, because I know I am.
Me too. And I love how Anne said that she's excited because she felt like she didn't do so great this last challenge to start new. And I have to say too, I was the same, Anne, because this last month I was like, so I am so excited to just start new.
I love the fresh start. I used to do ongoing, and I realized, no, I need to know that I can start fresh and recommit if needed. So, all right, ladies, happy Saturday, and I will see you in the group.
Yeah, thank you.
Bye.
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 Oh, Andrea, I need your address.
Oh, okay. I'll send it to you.
Thank you. Okay, bye.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.